While so many people are talking about what AI might do in the future, the world's biggest companies, they're already using it to get some massive, measurable wins. So in this explainer, we're going to break down their playbook.
So how exactly is AI changing the game? Well, we're seeing it make a huge difference in three main ways. First, it's making the entire workforce smarter and way faster. Second, it's automating all those repetitive tasks, freeing people up to focus on what actually matters. And third, it's powering completely new products and customer experiences.
But the real question is, how are they doing it, right? How are they turning all this potential into real-world results? Well, turns out there's a playbook that any business leader can learn from, and we're going to walk through it step by step.
Okay, so the first part of this playbook is all about your mindset. It's about having a really clear strategy for how you approach AI, thinking about the big picture, but also being smart about where you start.
And the most important lesson here is just start now. Seriously, AI isn't some switch you can just flip on later. The knowledge, the skills, the value, it all compounds over time. The sooner you get in the game, the bigger your lead is going to be.
Just take a look at Klarna. They rolled out an AI assistant for their customer service. Now, it didn't happen overnight, but they kept testing and refining it. And now, that one assistant handles a staggering 2/3 of all their service chats. That's the work of hundreds of people.
And get this, it's not just about being more efficient. That single project is on track to add $40 million to their bottom line. That is the power of starting early and letting that AI knowledge compound.
And just look at the difference for the customer. Average resolution times were slashed from 11 minutes all the way down to just 2. That is a massive leap forward in customer experience, and it's happening at the same time it's driving huge business value.
All right, so let's move on to the second pillar. Once you've got the right strategy, it's all about how you execute, how you actually build, test, and refine your AI applications with real precision. And the absolute foundation for smart execution is something called an eval. Basically, an eval is just a really strict, structured way to measure how an AI model is actually performing. It's your quality control, right? It makes sure everything's working well, it's safe, and it helps build that all-important trust with everyone involved. Morgan Stanley is a perfect example of this. They're a relationship business, so you can imagine there was some skepticism about AI. Their solution? Intensive evals for every single application. They proved the tech was reliable and safe, and by doing that, they built incredible confidence. Today, 98% of their financial advisors use these AI tools every single day.
So just to be super clear on what an eval is, it's about going from a gut feeling to hard data. It's a difference between saying, yeah, it seems to work, and saying, we can prove it works. This kind of structured testing against your specific business goals is what builds the confidence you need for people to really adopt it.
Okay, so once you're evaluating everything properly, the next level up is customization. I mean, the off-the-shelf models are powerful, for sure, but tailoring them to your specific data and your specific needs, that's where the magic really happens.
Think about Lowe's. They have thousands of suppliers, which means their product data can be inconsistent or incomplete. It's a mess, and it really messes up their e-commerce search. So what did they do? They fine-tuned a model on their own product data, and bam, they improved the accuracy of their product tagging by 20%. For online retail, that is a huge win.
I just love this analogy from the report. It makes the whole concept so clear. A standard model is like a suit you buy off the rack. It's pretty good. It kind of fits. But fine-tuning, that's getting the suit perfectly tailored. It learns your company's lingo, your data, your brand voice, and it delivers results that are just so much more relevant and accurate.
This brings us to the third and final pillar of the playbook. And honestly, this might be the most important one: empowering your people. Technology is just a tool, right? The real transformation happens when you unleash your true experts.
The idea here is really simple. The people who are closest to the day-to-day work and the day-to-day problems, they are the ones who are best equipped to figure out how AI can solve them. So instead of some big top-down mandate, you just put the tools right in their hands. The global bank BBVA did exactly this. They gave their employees access to ChatGPT Enterprise and just let them go for it. And the result? In just 5 months, their people built over 2,900 custom GPTs to solve their own unique problems. Everything from speeding up credit risk analysis to automating legal queries.
And this quote from BBVS head of global AI adoption just says it all. They don't see this as an investment in tech, they see it as an investment in their people. It's about amplifying the talent and creativity they already have.
Now, empowering people isn't just about your subject matter experts. It's also about your tech talent. Because in most companies, let's be honest, developer resources are the single biggest bottleneck to getting new things done.
So, Mercado Libre, the e-commerce giant in Latin America, tackled this problem head-on. They built their own internal AI platform called Verdi. What it does is give their 17,000 developers a standard, much faster way to build AI apps. And the results have been incredible, like achieving nearly 99% accuracy in detecting fraud.
Their SVP of technology explained that the whole point was to lower the cognitive load on developers. By making it easier for them to build, they enable the entire organization to innovate way faster. It's that same theme again. Empower your people, and the results will absolutely follow.
So, we've covered strategy, execution, and people. Now let's bring this all back to you and your own company. What is the very first step you should take?
You know, the common thread that runs through all of these success stories isn't some secret piece of tech. It's an open, experimental mindset. These companies aren't trying to boil the ocean. They're finding specific, high-return use cases, they're iterating, they're learning from what works, and then they're just applying those lessons to the next problem.
Which leaves us with one last really crucial question for you to think about. Forget about trying to transform the entire company overnight. Instead, just ask yourself this. What is your first high-return, low-effort use case? What's that one small thing you can start with right now to begin compounding your own AI journey?